that means you got complete compaction. Getting close. Now he'll bring in the next dump truck load. We'll finish right there on the edge. We're not worried so much about the rest of it right now because we're going to rip-raff all that. And then we'll come in, put some more gravel down here till we have a 4-inch drop, and then that's ready for asphalt.
Looking for a diverse employment experience? Visit vintonva.gov and click on the Employment tab to explore opportunities with the town. Police, administration, public works, all departments post jobs available with information on duties, qualifications, and salary guidelines. Come to work in Vinton, a great place to live, play, and work.
So this is the Woodland Place. We are an event venue. We specialize mainly in weddings and celebrations here. We purchased the property in early 2018. It's been a dream come true.
You've made a lot of great changes to the property. With that comes, of course, cooperation with the local government. Behind you, the road, drainage is an issue, isn't it?
Exactly, and it's one of those things of you don't want water coming into a wedding venue.
Absolutely not.
And we had some problems that we came into with just some water, coming through into the area. And I contacted Pete Peters at the Town of Vinton, and we had a meeting out here within 36 hours.
Wow.
And a plan was made immediately after that. It's not just let's have a meeting and talk about it. Things actually happened. You can see the kind of work that they're doing here today, and it's solving the issues. When you have a huge parking lot and you have the opportunity that water could be coming in, they immediately came in and had some ideas on speed bumps and how it can divert the water, but then they went and assessed the entire culvert on the whole road. And to see those improvements happen, it's just awesome. It's nice to see your tax dollars just working for everybody.
All right, Jason, I'm excited. This is the last part of the project. What's going to be going on today?
We're just going to pave back what we took out. So it's about 4 inches low, and we'll do 1 inch high, and it'll compact down, pave the whole intersection, cool it down, and then let it open to the public again.
So only about an hour or so from now, cars are going to be driving over this project.
Yep. As soon as my asphalt gets here, it goes fast.
All right, watch out. The asphalt in here is over 300 degrees. At least that's what they tell me. How quickly does this cool down if you just left it on its own?
Depends on your conditions. So if it's cloudy and the sun ain't out, it'll cool down faster than you want it to.
What am I doing right or wrong?
The crew gets the asphalt as level as possible by hand with about a 4-inch rise above the existing roadway. Next comes the roller.
You got reverse iron, forward, there's first handbrake. Push the handbrake down.
I don't need a license for this?
No, sir. Push that forward.
Okay. This one forward.
There you go. All right. Now that one over the right, just pull it on back.
All right, so is there, so this is, all right, let's pull it back. Oh, ho, ho! Oh, that's not so bad. Ah!
Jason explained that you have to roll the edges first to make a good seal between the new asphalt and the old road.
Does it go all the way on the left, or it doesn't matter? Right here. That's probably about a 1 out of 5 right there.
It takes practice. It takes lots of practice, right?
Now, thanks for letting me give it a shot first.
We appreciate y'all coming out.
I'll let the pros take over from here.
With paving complete, the crew adds larger rocks to each end of the project to help with water flow. Then it's time to open the road to the public and move on to their next project.
As you can see, a lot of work goes on behind the scenes to keep our roads and public infrastructure looking its best. I'd like to thank the Town of Vinton Public Works Department for letting us spend a few days with them in making these improvements to give you guys a little bit of taste of what it's like to live the civic service. Stay tuned for future episodes of this program. We may be embedded with the police department, fire department, and who knows what else behind the scenes to see how your government works for you. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott Ramsberg, and this is Civic Service.
The Greater Williamson Road Area Business Association is an association that's been around for about 40 years, and our goal and our objective is to support the greater businesses all up and down the road on the city and the county side. The ribbon cutting was huge for us. We were celebrating our 40th birthday, and we were also celebrating our new home. We are now located right back on Williamson Road where we want to be, 5411 Williamson Road to be exact, literally where the city and the county come together. We want to be here to support, grow, and excite businesses all up and down the road. We are here for them, whether they have big questions, big issues, small issues. We just want to make it all happen and welcoming for everyone.
To learn more about the Greater Williamson Road Area Business Association, visit www.williamsonroad.org.
Welcome to Biz Roanoke. Today we are at Big Lick Comics, and we are here with J.D. Sutphin, who is the co-owner of this fabulous establishment located in Northeast Roanoke. Hi, J.D.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Thank you for allowing us to come into your business today and talk to you a little bit and learn more about it.
Thank you.
So you have opened during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
Along with your brother, Adam.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us how all this got started.
Well, actually, you know, it was during that shutdown. It's something that we had been talking about for years. We were raised in the antique business, which is very kind of similar, you know, with collectibles and stuff like that here in the comic shop with my grandfather's store, Gene's Trading Post. But during the shutdown, you know, there was a lot of times that I wasn't putting on events. I wasn't doing the things I would normally do. Neither was my brother. And we started talking about what did we want to do, you know? What's really like a quality of life kind of thing. And what could we do that's going to be something that's for our kids, but also still, we knew that the COVID thing's going to end at some point. What do we do that we could engage with the community? What better than engaging with someone than through creative means?
Right.
And we're literally celebrating creativity 5 days a week here.
And it's very creative. It's like going into a mini Disney World,
yes,
as you would say.
Absolutely.
And I know that you're a big fan of Walt Disney.
Absolutely.
Yes. So talk to us about the different title. You have like comic books, lots and lots of comic books. How many different, I guess?
There's thousands and thousands of comics actually in the store, but what's really cool is we're really pushing the new comics as well. I love how many times I've heard someone come into the store and say, this is the first comic book I've ever bought. Wow. It makes the hair in the back of my neck stand up, whether that person is 12 or 48. So we have 140 new titles a month that we carry here along our giant wall that we call the Halls of All Knowing. That's a fun comic geek reference. But then we also have thousands and thousands of back issues. So everything back from the 30s and 40s all the way up until today. So you might be looking for something for your collection, or you might want to start really early with Spider-Man in 1977 and work your way up to right now. You can do that here.
So you've really created a destination business. I know you've had travelers coming in from lots of different places. Tell us about that a little bit.
That's been the really amazing thing that, you know, social media is just incredible when people are sharing their experience in a place like this. And we've had other comic book store owners come from And the response has just been awesome, because this is something that you get really passionate about, these characters. You know, I still think about the Superman books that I read when I was a kid, and they still get me excited. And to see people, you know, share that either with their kids or just it sparking that memory that they had from when they were 12 or 13 years old, it travels long distances, and it's really neat to see them travel here to see us. And
when did you all open the store?
So it was Saturday, April the 3rd.
Okay, and we're getting ready. We're gearing up to do your grand opening and ribbon cutting.
Yes.
I know that when I was here talking to you previously, you had talked about, you had kind of depicted Roanoke and some of the creativity around the store. Talk to our viewers about that a little bit.
Well, so, you know, I love the term Big Lick. I love that name. It's in my other company, Big Lick Entertainment. Right. I like the idea of taking a step back in order to go forward. Mm-hmm. But then we were thinking about, what if there was actually a story within the store? So our whole tagline is not a store, a story. So the idea is, when you're in Big Lick, you are in the town of Big Lick. And it's a multiverse. I'm going real deep here on some geek stuff. And you are actually in different lands, just like you'd be like in Disney World. Wonderful. When you go into Disney, you do not see the outside world. You are inside Disney. You are there purely to be happy. That's the whole idea when you're here. Whether you're in action figure land or Excelsior Park, which is our kids and creative zone, inspired by Stan Lee. It's something that when you feel like you're in here, you're just totally escaping from everything going on and just celebrating all the fun stuff that's inside.
So if anyone wants an escape, this is the place to come.
100%. That's why we added even, you know, some food and beverage over in the front area, because, you know, we want you to stay here as long as you want. We have people that come in and pick up their stack of a dozen new comic books. They go directly over to our With Great Coffee area with H&C Coffee, another awesome Roanoke brand.
Yes.
And they'll sit there for 2 hours reading their book, having a cup of coffee. And it's like, that's exactly what you should be doing right now. Take that break and de-stress inside Big Lick Comics.
We've talked about this a little bit, but how do you feel like this business impacts economic development in the city of Roanoke?
Oh, it's huge, because I'm a huge proponent of seeing how we're all truly in that economic community together. Mm-hmm. And our great guy down here at Bratcher's, you know, seeing him sell out of hot dogs on a day that we've got like a Star Wars day going on.
And Bratcher's is an ice cream shop.
Ice cream shop in the same shopping center. To see the pizza place that's getting ready to reopen. And just honestly, just one of the things of like walking outside of the shop for a minute and having great conversations with the other business owners and talking about things that we could do in the parking lot together. That stuff is unbelievable, and it only happens when you're out and in person with other people. And to see all that coming back now through COVID, because of our medical industry, the first responders, businesses that have had to think about other 180 directions to stay in business. I had to do that myself.
Sure.
It's absolutely incredible. And I think that we're going to see a renaissance in retail, a renaissance in restaurants, a renaissance in business growth, because that positivity has been brewing for a long time, even prior to COVID. And people are now getting that age too. I see so many people wanting to quit their job and start something for themselves. And if they're stressed about that job, now is the time to do it. Now's the time. There are banks that are going to support you. There are cities that are going to support you. And it's just nothing like it. I mean, to see my son walk through the door and know that, you know, his dad likes what he does for a living, that's a big lesson.
That's a huge lesson. That's so much gratification.
Absolutely. Makes me emotional just talking about it.
Yes. Well, I appreciate what you've done here, you and Adam have done here. It's wonderful. You've created a vibrancy in this
Thank you.
At this center along 460 East or Orange Avenue corridor.
It's like Botetourt light.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Diet Botetourt. It's really close.
But it's
exactly.
Yes, and we look forward to hearing more and more about what's going on here and learning about your events that you're doing here, because I think there's some good things coming down the pike.
Absolutely, and we want to see, you know, what we can do that's also working with other businesses. One thing that's been truly amazing is seeing the other comic store and like geek store owners that have been in here with us, folks that we wouldn't be in existence if we were not buying comic books from Terry at B&D Comics. And when we're sharing and sending other customers to each other, that's what Roanoke's about. Roanoke's very, very different in that type of community that we all want to see each other just continue to rise.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us today. And we'll look forward to hearing more great stories.
Thanks so much.
1, 2, 3. Big Thomas.
If you have questions about Big Lick Comics, please give me a call at the City of Roanoke Department of Economic Development. You can reach me by email at lisa.soltis@roanokeva.gov or by telephone at 540-853-1694. Thank you.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
So when the pandemic hit back in 2020, many people felt uncomfortable exercising indoors, me included. Canceled my gym membership and had to get a little bit creative. Roanoke Parks and Recreation can kind of give you some creative, safe ways to still get outside, be active, work out so that you can keep your sanity, stay a little bit healthy, and obviously stay safe. 4 parks that we have that have actual workout equipment for you are Vic Thomas Park, Horton Park, Countryside Park, and then Washington Park along the Lick Run Greenway also has some workout equipment as well. Vic Thomas Park is located right off of the Roanoke River Greenway by Wasena Park. It's right behind Black Dog Salvage, if you know where that is. It has this really nice condensed loop with equipment sprinkled throughout. Each station has a label, tells you what the equipment is good for, and kind of gives you a step-by-step how-to. This is more of the traditional outdoor recreation equipment. It's all stationary, it doesn't really move. You can park, do the loop, hit up each little piece of equipment, and you get a really good workout in. So there's also really neat little art sculptures kind of throughout as well. So that's what I personally love. We have the Kiwanis Playground here, located at Horton Park, right next to the Melrose Library. This is a brand new playground, and it is fantastic. You've got 2 playgrounds on either side, and then right smack dab in the middle, you have some exercise equipment. This is more dynamic stuff where you can do kind of like a leg extension. There is a chest press. There are some Tai Chi machines and things like that. And I think what's really cool about this park in particular is that you can get a decent workout in while your kids play on the playground. They're within eye distance. You can see what they're doing. You can still work out and feel comfortable doing both of those things at the same time. But what's also really cool is it has this big step, so you can use that to do like box jump kind of things. You can do it for step ups for leg exercises. Washington Park is located on the corner of Orange Avenue and Burrell Street. So this one is kind of a mix where there are some of the more traditional pieces of workout equipment that you're used to. So there's like pull-up bars, things like that. And then there's also an elliptical that you can use. This one is a really good mix of the traditional stuff that you kind of see in parks, as well as the equipment that you would see in a gym that you can kind of mix up and go back and forth and use. It's a really great park. There's 2 playgrounds there for your kids as well. A lot of people don't realize the neat little workout stations that you can also hit up when you visit. We have Countryside Park. Countryside Park is located in northwest Roanoke, kind of off of Cove Road. This one is a little bit more advanced in that you're going to be walking a little bit further to hit each different piece of equipment, and there is more variety of the types of exercises that you can do, like an elliptical. There are chest press machines, things like that. And like I said, it is a little bit longer of a loop, but it's an excellent walk. It's beautiful out there. It's very quiet. And if you wanted to, get the heart rate up, you can do some jogging. You can do more of like a circuit, high intensity training type of exercise. And then at the end, if you want to bring your kids with you, there is that beautiful playground. So there's a walking loop around the playground that you can use to warm up, cool down, or just kind of jog around while your kid plays. at the park there. Come and visit one or all of these 4 parks to get your workout in today.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Hello, my name is Brian Klingenpeel, and I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. Over the past several weeks, we've been celebrating our 35-year anniversary as a department, and we've been able to talk to some folks like Captain Unroe and Chief Duff, who have been with us for all 35 years. Today, we are at our administrative offices on Cove Road, and I am happy to introduce you to Tommy Fuqua. Tommy was the first chief of our department in 1986, and he served until 1996. He's back with us these days as a volunteer and is our courier. Chief, it is so good to have you with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. It's good to be here.
So tell me a little bit about what things were like back in 1986 and how you got hired as chief.
Well, in 1986, prior to the new department, it was kind of, all the organizations were individual. They had no really leadership from a county perspective. It was determined by the Board of Supervisors and a county administrator with the input from me that we needed to combine everything into one department, and at that point, they made the change. We made the change to Roanoke County Fire and Rescue Department. We had quite many volunteers, and supported by a small number of career people. Of course, that has changed over the years, but that's where we were in '86.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were telling me that you were, prior to 1986, that you were just a firefighter with Roanoke County, and again, it was kind of just a support role to the volunteers.
Yeah, I started out as a firefighter in 1977.
Okay.
I was promoted to lieutenant in '79, and 81, I was named the Fire and Emergency Services Coordinator.
Okay.
Which, with that responsibility, was basically more of an emergency services role,
you.
dealing with disasters, things of that nature, but also providing some support for the individual fire and rescue stations. And I'd done that for up until in '86, and I was named chief of the new department at that point.
Okay. So what got you into fire and rescue, say, prior to '77?
See, that's really I have to really dig back there. I started in fire and EMS in 1962.
Okay.
I was a senior in high school, and I was a junior member of Vinton Fire and Vinton Rescue.
Okay.
So from that point forward till '77, I was a volunteer at Vinton and then at Clearbrook.
Okay. Awesome. What was your favorite thing about being chief from '86 to '96?
I think the most favorite thing was watching people grow. When they went to school and brought something back to the county that was new, and watching them provide that to the other members and seeing people grow.
Yeah.
That made me feel good.
Yeah.
That I could be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit last time with Chief Duff about vehicles and some of those kinds of things. Tell me a little bit about what vehicles were like in 1986.
Well, 1986, we had open, kind of what we call the open cab American LaFrances were our key frontline pumpers. They had been bought in, I think, 83 or 84.
Okay.
And the county bought 4 plus 2 tiller ladder trucks.
Okay.
And were placed strategically throughout the county.
Right.
But things have really changed on them, most especially the prices. I remember we paid $63,000 for the pumpers.
Right.
Now you're paying $250,000.
Right. Right.
$200,000 to $250,000 easy.
Yeah.
So that's really changed.
Yeah.
And the design, also the safety aspects for firefighters and everything. So it's been a good transition.
Those open cab American LaFrances, they're some of my favorites.
Yeah,
I think those
I
are really
I
neat
love
trucks.
working that truck. It was a pumping fool.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It would do the job.
So in 1986, I know that's when we kind of first started hiring some paramedics because we were Roanoke County Fire and Rescue.
Right.
But so total staff in 1986 was what, maybe around 40?
Yeah, it was right at that 40 mark.
Okay.
It may be minus a couple.
Right.
I don't have the exact figures, but I remember it was somewhere in the neighborhood, closely around 40.
Yeah, and today we're at almost 200.
Yeah, big transition, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gone. Actually, the department's gone from being one of supporting the volunteers to the volunteers providing a level of support for the career staff
Right.
now. So
exactly.
So that's a major transition over the 35 years.
Absolutely.
It don't seem like it's been 35 years. I will tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you did after you left Roanoke County Fire and Rescue.
Well, I retired. When I retired, I went to work actually as a contractor